People don't understand. We'd be on these long, extended 25, 30-day tours where all we did was see each other. We'd be traveling, in airplanes and cars and being in these cold arenas, exhausted. So, he was really like the sheriff in the town.
Justin, now if we could transition to a bit of a career-specific point for you. When you signed with WWF in the early 90s, can you take us on that journey? How did you feel getting signed to a company after Wrestling Backyard, as you said? I'd love to hear what was going through your head and some of your early experiences.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was in the mid 90s, WWF was doing pretty bad business in the United States. And they were looking to expand overseas. I was doing a lot of Monday Night Raw tapings, WWE Superstar or WWF Superstars and Wrestling Challenge. Those were the Saturday morning syndicated shows. And because business was down, they were doing a lot of them locally in Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, which was all driving for me. So I ended up being booked 2-3 weekends out of the month, just, to do TV jobs. But nonetheless, I was getting recognized and noticed by Vince and a lot of the officials. And just literally one weekend, I got called up by the office to go meet Undertaker, Mark Calaway in Stamford.
Wow. Yeah.
Because they were bringing in Brian Lee to do the fake Undertaker.
Okay.
And I was to kind of be there for Brian to kind of go through the matches and bump for him while Mark and Brian worked on his, him doing the fake Taker thing. So I worked with them all week up in Stamford. And then at the last day, I was going to work with him live on Raw. Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson came down to watch the live, the rehearsals in real time. Brian Lee got dressed up as Undertaker, and and it was Vince, Pat, and Mark. And, after it was done, they thanked me, whatever. And then Pat Patterson came over and started asking me questions about, how long have you been working? Who trained you? And I told him the Hearts. And, he kind of popped and he asked me what nationality I was. And I said, well, I'm Portuguese. And he popped and he told Vince out loud. And he goes, well, do you speak it? Again, he popped and told Vince out loud. And the whole time they were looking for a Portuguese wrestler, because they wanted to go to Brazil and to Portugal because business was bad in the States. So they were looking for someone to fill the Aldo Montoya role. So I was in the right place at the right time, which was then the start of me getting signed,
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. Those are some amazing people to be around. And of course, obviously just lost the legend Pat Patterson.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Any early memories of The Undertaker specifically other than that? Because, of course, he just retired. Or was that really just great guy?
No, I mean, yeah, he was a great dude. I mean, I worked with him quite a bit. I used to hang out with them guys. I mean, just an all-around great dude. I mean, what you hear is – what you see is what you get. I mean, Mark's a great dude, man. Quiet, though. He's quiet, but he's a fun guy to be around. And, again, he's a legend. He's a hard worker. And he was always a leader. Like, Mark would always, because, people don't understand. We'd be on these long, extended 25, 30-day tours where all we did was see each other. We'd be traveling, in airplanes and cars and being in these cold arenas, exhausted. So, he was really like the sheriff in the town, just to kind of make sure nobody got bullied, nobody really got picked on. And, I don't know, it was just when you're out there, it's a different game than, when you're doing an independent once a week or stuff like that. You're literally doing the touring lifestyle. And at some times it can get really crazy. It can get really lonely. And, having guys like that to kind of hold it down was really important, because we spent more time with the guys in the locker room than we did with our own families at home, because we were on the road so much. So it was real important. And he was a very integral part of the whole WWE machine, especially in those days when we used to tour so darn much, Woo!
Blessed Daddy, boogie woogie man feel good. I tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss online. Rewind, recap, relive. Oh yeah!